appears to be strong are the ones that are picked on and ostracized. And the strong, a lot of the strong have inferior complexes. And the strong have to depend on God. So as far as the world standard, it would appear that the strong are weak. When Peter and then started their life after the death and the resurrection of Christ, they described them as ignorant and unlearned, but they knew Jesus. So the ones that are gonna really excel and go in that direction, it'll appear because when your dependence is upon God, it appears as if the ones that operate in the flesh can say and do and move. And humility, you tell us to call ourselves in humility. Ephesians 6 and 10. Brother Latin, you read for me? Oh, you gotta go. You can see? Oh, okay. Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong and in the power of his might. When you're strong in the Lord, in the power of his might, our natural capacity don't have anything to do with it. Your intellect don't have anything to do with it. It's a dependence and a relationship upon God where the strong lives and survive. So he give us the weapons of our warfare. 6:11. Put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So we do have a fight. And he given us a process for victory. 12th verse, Ephesians 6 and 12. Let me know when you're ready, Goose. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So this is why the strong will appear to be weak, because they won't fight in the flesh. They realize that they are not fighting against flesh and blood. Some people that are in the flesh, they are fighting in the flesh, and they're fighting flesh and blood. But when you are strong, you can actually see the spirit on a person that attacks. He gonna let you see the spirit. So this is how we are kept, because the spiritual eye, when God opened up the spiritual eye, he allowed you to see. So when somebody come at you or something comes at you, you're not looking at flesh and blood. You can actually see the spirit that's in the person, and then you realize, wait a minute, I can fight with them. I got to deal with that spirit that's in them. Now, God take every situation that we encounter and he turned it into a teachable moment. Ephesians 6 and 13. Read.
Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day.
Now there's going to be an evil day. Everybody got an evil day. Everybody got a day when the enemy is fighting and you feel like you're losing. You got to fight and you feel like giving up. But your mind got to be made up. They say, having done all to stand. You done fast, you done prayed, you in your word, you trying to live holy, and a test come in and out. This is where the fleshly saints fail. Because they feel as if, as long as I'm not bothering you, why are you bothering me? So he said, and having done all to stand. Go ahead, 14th verse.
Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth.
Now he's giving you the weapon. Your loins girt about with truth.
And having on the breastplate of
Now that's why you see a lot of the apostolic churches wavering off, because they're not standing on the truth. They're letting something else creep in order to be either accepted. When you look at the arena now, they want to be accepted with this high echelon group. You can look at proudful people in the church. There's a certain people they want to connect with. So in the apostolic world, now they want to connect with a T.D. Jakes or some big name, so they want to have them to come speak to them. They want to be associated. They want to have some gospel singer that's well known to come in and so forth, and they're taking down more and more and more, and it's taking them down. Why? Because they feel if I'm associated with this group or with this person, then I must be done made it. So they have the appearance, but the whole time the falling away is in the process. They're taking down on the standard. They're taking down on holiness. They're giving in to this women in the ministry with authority stuff. So all of that stuff going on because the truth has been diluted. They're diluting the truth. We gonna have to be steadfast and unmovable in this truth. When I sent y'all the sign, and I redid it. So I wanted to make sure that I put it on there that 6 o'clock prayer in the morning, noonday, and 6 p.m. Because I know that there are people remember how we used to live. I know, and they sitting home because why? Because they think everybody has gone astray. They think everybody doing this new thing. They think the apostolic churches, they all doing it. And they need to see. The lady came in Sunday. I wasn't here, 12 o'clock service with Isaac. And she said, I'm looking for a holiness church. So somebody told her that new church just opened up down there. That's the kind of church you looking for. She said, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for holiness. And she came and fellowship. And I was told I'd be here at 3, but that's what she was searching. Why? Because she grew up in that type of environment. And holiness is not a religion, it's a decision. Be ye holy, for I am holy. So what she's saying is, I'm looking for that standard. It's a way that they look. It's a way that they act. It's a way that they have church. That's what I'm looking for. And she called it holiness. The 15th verse, what does it say? 14th verse.
Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
What verse you at?
19th verse.
Now, turn with me to 1 Corinthians 4th chapter. Now look at the appearance that he describes a person that, the life that he lived. And as far as we know, Paul was a great man of God, the way God used him. But when you listen to his description of his life, 1 Corinthians the 4th chapter and the 9th through the 16th verse.
For I think that God has set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the
Somebody
world.
look up that word spectacle, what it means. When you look up that word spectacle. You see my face, right?
It's your side.
So somebody look up that word spectacle. Yes, what it say?
It says visually striking performance or display.
Okay, so he's saying we're on display to the world. Now listen how he said we're on display to the world, to angels, to men. Now listen to his description, 1 Corinthians 4:10.
We are fools for Christ's sake, but ye are wise.
He said, now he said, but ye are wise in Christ. Okay, now,
We are weak,
He said, we are weak,
but ye are strong.
but ye are strong. Now this the leader, this the pastor, this the apostle, describing his life, the life that he lived. Keep on reading.
Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
This is where the saints refuse to live this way. They have picked up spirits because this is how the Spirit of God going to be manifested in your life with adversity. And to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a time when you grow up in God and you just be like on a comfortable level and so forth. But the moment you come out of one test, here come another one. They come back to back. Every now and then, God give you a little resting period, and look like there ain't no tests and trials. Then you be going back asking God, Lord, did I do anything wrong? You know, but why everybody act like this? See, you got a problem when you want everybody to love you, and you ain't concerned about you got the greatest love of all, which is Jesus. If nobody else respond, you gonna live a life, then what you want, you ain't gonna get it. As far as when you start dealing with people, because he has to have the authority to even tell you how to love back. You can't love in the flesh. You can't, and so people are gonna be bitter, they're gonna be angry because you're not acting like a human being. So Paul gave with the scripture, he said, our being is in him. And the brother asked me, he said, well, what's wrong with me? Why I ain't feeling the same about my family, about the same about, he just got the Holy Ghost. What is something wrong? No, there's something right actually going on. He changing. People have controlling spirits, they want to be bosses, and let anything they feel belong to them. God, they don't even want God no part of it. This is mine. That's why I'm so careful with parents who have children that are in the church, because they feel with ownership, they'll snatch their child. They can get mad and snatch their child and go wherever they go. They'll snatch their child and take them to the Seventh-day Adventist church, man. So you got to be careful. So don't think that we tolerate a person because you done got in the flesh and we scared of you. That ain't none of it. You are connected to somebody else. So it appears like you can handle us any kind of way, but the only way we tolerating you is because you are connected to somebody else and that person ain't strong enough. So we'll be kind to you. We'll be humble to you with your nasty attitude. And we'll live that way and go on. Because why? Because you could be connected to somebody else and we really trying to help that person be saved. I was encouraging a sister last night. I said, hey, since she ain't been here, you'll see her turn. And I went to the temple yesterday, son just staring at me. Just staring. You know, I ain't seen Bishop in a long time. I just waved at him and he looked at me. Now that child grew up in the church as a little baby. He grew up. Now all of a sudden he ain't there. Now, if they stay long enough, then something else gonna come. When they start listening to that music, start getting into movies and pornography and all this other stuff, now this monster being created, then you want to bring them back to church.
Yes, sir.
So Bishop, they got out of hand. Y'all love the Lord? Where are the strong? Where are the strong? It appears to the world that the really strong people are weak because they step all over us. I'm so glad God had a place that he could take us to when man, it ain't the worst thing it is to have a leader that despises you. You got you a problem then. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. No, you use a lot, because y'all, I love all y'all. Use a lot. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that. You're a lot of head lie. Not that head colored person. Y'all experienced that. Me and Sister Pope went through that. Y'all always had a pastor love y'all.
Yes.
You don't know the hurt and the pain when you go to somebody as your pastor, your father figure in the Lord, and they reject you.
Yes, Lord.
And you know you're trying to live for God.
Amen.
Boy, ain't no hurt like that.
Amen.
I'm so glad that God had us a place, a high place to go to.
Glory. Thank you, Jesus.
I was thinking about it. There's number 24 apostles. And the Lord privileged us to be among one
Amen.
in the whole world.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Man, you need to be telling God, thank you.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah.
In the whole world.
Hallelujah.
We this close to one.
Thank you, Jesus.
And I used to say stuff like, you know what? It's some people in this world know something that we don't know. I used to say that kind of stuff. You know, I mean, even in the devil world, there's people out there connected to the devil, and they know stuff that the normal people don't know. And then there are people in God that know stuff about God that other people don't know. And you know what? That's us.
Hallelujah.
We're the people that know something that a lot of the religions don't even know.
That's true.
And we're not the only ones going to be saved. You're just supposed to let your light shine. But it's going to shine through adversity. What verse we at now? 1 Corinthians 4 and what?
11.
11. What is it?
Even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place and labor working with our own hands, being reviled we bless, being persecuted we suffer, being defamed we entreat, we are made as the filth of the world and are the offscoring
Man,
of
church folk today ain't freaking let nobody do this. We are made at the filth of the world. People just treat us any kind of way. They talk about us any kind of way. And God, and right among us, God steady be blessing. He manifest. We in this building here, there's a whole lot of stuff out of this world stuff gonna go on in this building. And people right outside the door. And then what's sad is a person could be in here and they still want that out there. Bishop Bonner preached a message, true happiness. And when he preached it, I had been saved no more than about a year or so. And his description of true happiness, I got it. He said true happiness is a relationship with God. Experiencing true happiness, you got to experience true love. And whatever love you ever felt for a person, it ain't no comparison to the love of a relationship with God.
Amen.
Nothing. You ain't gonna never have nobody that love you like God love you.
Amen.
Nobody.
Nobody.
You can call him anytime.
Yes.
He ain't never busy.
Amen.
You can wake up anytime and talk with him.
Yes.
And then can you believe that some people they still want people above him? Ain't nothing wrong with having people in your life, but nothing's supposed to be above him. Nothing in your life is supposed to be before him. And it just as sure, if you the strong, you're going to be tested with everything you say you love.
Amen.
You're going to be tested with your children, with your spouse, on your job, with your money, with your own body, and your own mind.
Amen. Amen.
You got to show God, this my life here. This ain't just another thing I'm going through, a phase I'm going through. This is my life. And when you first start taking a standard and a stand, people ain't gonna believe you. They're gonna try you. And some of y'all will mess your life up. People ain't gonna respect you because of stuff you done did. And then you'll try to do what's right for a week, and you've been acting the way you've been acting for a whole year or two. Then you do what's right for a week. Well, I ain't done nothing. Look, it takes time. We got to see you under the fire. We got to see you under pressure. We'll see what everybody loving you and everybody talking. Then you talking about, man, I done forgave everybody. I love you. You're a nutty-head lie. Wait till somebody get you mad. We'll see if you for real. We'll see if you don't got over that thing when it could come around you. I don't care what you feel. You say, you ain't above God.
Amen.
You think I'm gonna jeopardize my relationship with God with you?
My Lord.
You showing God what you love is what you give your heart to. Your treasure is in your heart. What you give your heart to, that's what you love. And then if you're willing to walk away from God just to have this. And people be sneaking behind your back and thinking they're getting away with it and think we don't know nothing.
Amen.
They think we don't know nothing. God said, he said, I'll take care. He said, whatever man soweth, that's what he's going to reap. He said, just sit back. Just sit back. I'm going to show you. But you gotta love God like that. That he got to be able to tell you and reveal you secret things and truth. He got to let you know it, and you sit back and act just dumb, talking about the strong. You act so naive. Oh yeah, okay. All right, still be kind. And God done told you. He done told you. He done told you how people are. Told you what they do. Told you how evil they are. And then you just go around them and just with humility, cover yourself in humility, and you just tolerate. We just tolerate you. Why? Because I want to be saved. I want to be saved for real. And somebody got to learn how to live with somebody who ain't right. You got to learn how to go to church with somebody who ain't right. You got to learn, if you can go on that job and work with people, you know the people ain't right on your job. Why? Because they bringing that check every week, you adjust. They holler at you, they look at you funny. And then you don't say nothing. So won't you hurry up? You feel like saying something, but you don't say nothing because you know I want that check. Obeying God, the reward, not only do we get earthly blessings, but the reward is being with him forever. Spending eternity with him. Our future so bright till you ain't gonna need this body. You're gonna have to get another body. That's what we have. It's a relationship with God. So the strong appear as if they ain't really got it together. Look at the text in 2 Corinthians 12 in your Bible. 6th verse. Paul got something coming at him. He being fought. He done prayed 3 times, and God ain't doing nothing. Then he finally speaks to him. That's why we have the three prayers. Read 2 Corinthians 12 and 6.
For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth, but now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. 7th verse, and lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me.
Now he done prayed 3 times to God. Move it, Lord. Move this from him. Move it. people pick up spirits when God don't operate when they say operate. Why you ain't come and help me? Why you ain't? The Lord said to him, now he finna tell Paul something. He finna respond to him, but he still ain't doing what he say. Read. 2 Corinthians 12:9.
And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me.
So the Lord said, I gave you enough grace to go through that. He said, I left it there. He said, now my strength gonna be manifested. It's gonna be made perfect in your weakness. So the strong appear to be weak. Because that's where God gonna manifest himself at. Because he got to help us. Because if people could really have their way, they'll walk all over you, control you, tell you what to do, boss you around, play on you. He got to come and help us. Why? Because we just spectacles. And he got a line to draw. He said, okay, you stepped over the line. Everybody step over the line, you see the judgment in their life. Some people, that's why they can't live right. When you didn't discern the Lord's body properly, you took communion, and your spirit bad, and that person always weak. I don't care if they fast, they pray, they do whatever. They always weak. Say some weak, some sickly, some sleep. That person always weak. They can't adjust to the trials of life. And then you wonder, well, what you so happy about? Oh, Jesus. That's why. What is happening? Because I got him. That's what I'm happy about. 2 Corinthians 13. Remember, you can't do nothing against the truth. And you got to allow that man of God, sometimes he got to take that sword out and sharply help do surgery on your life. You cannot pick up a spirit. 2 Corinthians 13, 8 through 10.
For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. For we are glad when we are weak and ye are strong, and this also we wish, even your perfection. Therefore I write these things, being absent, lest being present I should use sharpness according to the power which the Lord had given me, to edification and not to destruction.
He said, now I can use sharpness according to the power which the Lord has given me. You'll be surprised at the people who get angry when the man of God uses sharpness. Another spirit is manifesting. And like I told you, you can go to that doctor, they're going to make you drink something nasty, take a pill, you so big like a horse tranquilizer, and then he'll sit there and take a needle and jug it in your body, and you use it. Well, we need to look at that video of Mr. Terry getting shot, and you'll see something. You don't want nobody to know. Big bad Mr. Terry, give him a needle, you'll see something. Y'all seen that girl on Facebook? Yeah, get a shot. That's Mr. Terry. Felicia got the video. She just threw it short to everybody. I just saw it. You saw it, Sister Pope? Hey, boy. And but why? Because that man told you, if I could shoot this stuff in you, you're gonna feel better. You even let him put you to sleep and cut your body. If I can cut you open and take this out and turn this around, then you're going to feel better. But when God starts making us over, you'll pick up a demon, you'll pick up yourself. But all he's doing is trying to change you, take some more of you out of you, and put some more of himself in there, and you got a problem. But you sit there and let that man physically drink something nasty, took a hole in your body, or even cut your body open. to feel better. You don't let the doctor do that just to do it to you. You let him do that so he can make you feel better. So he can fix something on you. But God trying to renew our inward parts. He can leave your outward and remake your whole insides all over again. Your heart, your mind. And you actually become another person. And then people look at you, why are you so happy? You see what just happened? You know, when people hear about somebody, you know, they'll Google, you know, my wife, all of them, you know, he died! Like this. Oh no! They're like it's the end of the world. And then you see down there, this morning, I passed, the Lord said, I'm putting it on display on Coney Brother sign. You remember Sabrina? When at Bishop Rock? That's her on Coney Brother. Uh-huh. And then the Lord said, I'm putting it on display. He said, everybody gonna reap what they sow.
Amen.
She young. She at Coney Brothers now. Came at the pastor. Wrong way. Look like people be getting away with what they done. You gonna pay down the road. You gonna pay for everything you done. Now I know she about 10 or 15 years younger than me. You down in the casket now. Treat church folk wrong. Let me tell you something. Spoken tongue more than in us. Shouted more than us. Read that Bible. Prayed was every prayer. 6, 12, 6 in the evening. Service every night. We want to deal with nobody but the pastor. Couldn't stand nobody else. Hated church folk. They didn't want you to sit by. You go to sit by, you get up and move. Speaking in tongues.
Yes.
And so I'm thinking about that. And so this morning, this afternoon when I was coming here, and so I'm stopping at the red light, and her name of the Lord said, I got it on display. I want everybody in this town who knew what happened, I want them to see. You gonna reap what you sow down the road. You think you getting away with it. You done did all that nasty stuff. The weak actually are the strong. They're the strong. Why? We got to depend on God. You in the flesh will beat us up. Now think about it. You know, they go to jump on me. You know, I might feel like doing something, but when it boils down to it, I ain't finna do nothing. Y'all know, I said, I'll bust you in the head. You know I ain't finna do nothing. That's why when I say that kind of stuff, they laugh at me. I said, I'll go upside your head. They just laughing, oh, Bishop, oh, Bishop. They said, no, I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna bust a grape. So like, so they don't figure that out. You know, don't pay attention. The church go around bragging. Yeah, he called himself whooping us one time. We was all that. What you talking about? No, you the one who said it. You said it too. And Miguel come, say, Bishop, you tried to whoop them one time? I said, yeah. He said, they told me they was laughing at you. So that's my informant, Miguel. He said, yeah, they told me they were laughing when you was whooping them. I said, that's what they said? I said, I'll look at them now. He said, that day you whooped them, they just went in the room and just laughed. That was a whooping. And they just, but what? You know, person can talk. Man, when you save, there's certain things you just ain't gonna do. Because I'm scared it's gonna jeopardize my relationship with God. I got something going on with God and I don't want to lose that. So the weak, 2 Timothy 2, the weak the strong appear to be weak. Why? Because another person is not finna go through all of this stuff. 2 Timothy 2, 1 through 4. Read.
Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ
Now,
Jesus.
now it said, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus. The other would be strong in the might of his power. Be strong in the grace of his power. Read.
And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness, as a good soldier.
So he said, look, this stuff you hear me teaching, if I'm telling you the way I'm living, what I'm going through, you need to embrace it, because that's what you're going to have to face. He said, therefore, endure hardness as a good soldier. Keep on reading.
No man that
Warrior.
no man that warred entangled himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier.
He said, so now don't you get so wrapped up into this life. We just passing through here anyhow. Don't be acting like you finna live here forever. I'm just passing through. These people who fighting us, this their last destination. The next one is worse. Tell somebody, I'm just passing through here. I'm going up yonder. So I ain't finna act like I'm finna live here. Man, I spent all my money on the Lord. You know, Apostle pulled me in the room. He said, I was in prayer. And the Lord told me, you'll spend your last on it. I said, I've been doing that ever since I've been saved.
Amen.
I'm scared to hold back. I ain't paid no 10% tithes since 1992. Tithes been 50%, 75%, 90%, sometimes 100%. That's the kind of tithes I've been offering, I've been paying for a long time, for over 20 years. They ain't paying no 10%. No. I don't know why this little church broke me financially. This one put stuff on me, huh? I've been in some places way bigger. We got a bigger one in Alabama, Mississippi, all that. And someone put something on me, well, I'm scrapping, you know. But God is so good. But then I think about it, man, all the coming down here at 12 o'clock to pray,
Amen.
you know, and then, man, we in here in Bible, just like they did in the Bible, coming daily, teaching daily, living this life. Why? Because when there's something out that door trying to take us out. So about that door. Let me tell you something. The devil got power over the natural man and woman, but not the Holy Ghost person. So you can't let him take over. Where we at? I tell you, I'll go somewhere. You ready yet? Go to 1 John, the 2nd chapter of 1 John. Then what time is it? 1:40. Because they're listening to me up there in Alabama and Mississippi, the ones who ain't working. 1 John 2 and 7. What does it say?
Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning. Again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past, and the true light now shineth. He that said he is in the light and hated his brother is in darkness even until now.
He said, now let me tell you something about the light. You can't be hating your brother. God particular about his children. Keep on reading. What happened to that man? They did something to him?
He got caught messing with a young girl at 1:12 in the morning. And
Last night?
yeah, and the mama came down there and was yelling at him, cussing hard, talking about get your stuff, and telling him you supposed to be a man of God. Woke me up.
Some of the Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah,
So the Lord fighting for you too, then.
yeah.
Man, who?
All right.
We didn't even talk about it last night. So 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, this man done got caught doing something.
She came outside half naked, Pastor. I didn't even have her shoes on because her mama was cussing at him and her. Serious.
Well, God will expose you. Where we at? 1 John 2 and what? 10. What it say?
He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is more occasion.
There's none.
There is none occasion of stumbling in him. But he that hateth his brother is in the darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes.
Now understand this. Out of all the things in the world, the Lord look at our relationship that we got with each other. And he said, now, you know, people, hate is in disguise. And I told you all the other day, it's sad when you deceive yourself.
Come on.
Because you don't even know you hate.
Yes, sir.
Because you think hate is just being mad at somebody, you know, and you don't say nothing to them. Your spirit saying what's in your heart. You don't verbally do nothing. It's inside of you. The Lord told me stinking thinking. Said smells the way they think.
Come on.
He said, now you in darkness, why? Because man, I put you with my children. And he called his children the children of the light. And you can't even love them. You sit back there and talk about it. You sit back there and talk about us. You sit around there and talk about, because people be jealous of you. They be envious of you. The strong, they be envious of you. They're jealous of the relationship that you have with people. Because they don't know how to have a relationship with nobody. They're evil. And then you can get out of things by blaming somebody else for what's manifesting in your life. I told y'all one of the greatest pains to be hurt by a leader, but you know what? They couldn't stop the destiny that God had for me. So for a person to sit back and think that somebody can stop your destiny, they don't know God. If your destiny been stopped, it's because God did it. Because if you meant to do a work for God, I don't care who get in the way, God will move it. When I was going through all that stuff, he said, you gonna go through like Joseph. He said, you Joseph. So I knew wherever I ended up at, I wasn't gonna never be the main person. I wasn't gonna never be the top person, but I was gonna be the second in command. Because Joseph was the governor. The king was over. The only person who was over Joseph was the king. I knew that God was going to raise me up to be second in command. I knew I always was supposed to have a leader. I always was supposed to have a pastor. I didn't think in my mind I was supposed to grow up and be over an organization, be over some independent or not. I knew somebody else was going to be over me because he told me, you're going to be like Joseph. You Joseph. And didn't even want to be in second in command. Didn't even want to do that. I hadn't been so wounded, I didn't want to be no bishop or nothing. It looked like a spirit come on people when they become bishop. What I was seeing, I said, man, they changed. They became bishop, they changed. Get big-headed and arrogant. It ain't got nothing. Still living off my pastor's word. It's not another church. But that tree gonna get old. It ain't gonna bear no fruit after a while. As a matter of fact, it already stopped bearing fruit. You picking off another man's work, living off it. You ain't tried to go out there and lay nothing. Well, hopefully, y'all have that money Friday. You gonna put them signs up Friday. Give them something to talk about. Y'all love the Lord? Amen. Tell God thank you. Thank you. I see the saints, they be liking on the page, they be looking at what we're doing. Everywhere. All over. They be clicking, you know. So wait, they see this thing with this 6 o'clock prayer, 12 noon, 6 in the evening, all night, Friday night prayer. Cold. Sunday it got hot in here. We had to turn on all these ACs in here Sunday. You know, I said, I'm glad we got them little things there. Because we had that on, then it started getting hot. We actually put them on full blast and y'all didn't even know it. We were packed in here and they say black folks draw heat. They know how to make some heat. Y'all love the Lord? Let's go down here to 1 John 2 and 14. What it say?
I have written unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of God abideth in you, and ye have overcome the wicked one.
You gotta overcome it. All the stuff that's thrown at you, you gotta overcome. You just gotta fight it back. That's what you gotta do. Now I'll finish this third part of this tomorrow or this evening. I forgot to say. And I love it. Well, we got prayer this evening. Now I left Wednesday open to the saints. So they when they wanna go to the temple, the Bible study. So that's why this is the only night that we'll have nothing going on here. Well, Monday and Wednesday.
Yes.
Monday and Wednesday. Elder Gooseby. Okay, may God bless you. May have a smile for you. Turn them on. Where Elder Gooseby? Okay. Friday night, it came to me. I wanna for the youth.